Hi, I'm Mark William.
Mark, you're doing a show at the Green Room 42. Well, lead us to how you got to be doing this show and putting it together.
Well, my manager Preston Ridge and I were looking for a showcase for me, and so we were a songwriter that I really have come to love recently is Peter Allen, and so we were thinking about doing a show of Peter Allen, but I was down in Florida in the spring. Doing Jerry's Girls with Leroy Reams and Susan Anton, and they did post-show cabarets on Friday and Saturday nights, and so I really enjoy crooning, so I did a lot of crooner stuff, and when Preston and Richie came down to visit me, they saw what a great reaction that got from all the audience, so we kind of shifted gears and said, let's do a show that's crooner, but me, younger and fresh eyes, that kind of stuff.
Now, when you say crooner, who led you to want to sing this? What performers, what songs?
My first big exposure was Frank Sinatra. He's who I learned the style from. There was one summer where had like a half an hour commute, and I had 3 Sinatra CDs that just rotated from one to the other in my car, and so I really absorbed his style. But since then, I've become a fan of Steve Lawrence a lot, and Jack Jones, lots of the classic guys. But yeah, Sinatra was my first inspiration.
It's funny, you don't expect somebody as young as you to know who these people are anymore.
Mm-hmm.
How did you begin performing?
My mom is a pianist, so I've had music in my life from before I was born. She was a lover of musical theater as well, is a lover of musical theater, and so I grew up watching movie musicals and sitting in the pit with my mom while she would play for shows and stuff like that. So it came very naturally.
What was the first show you saw with your mom?
The first one I remember. Well, the first one I remember is probably a Christmas musical at church, but the first Broadway show that I remember seeing, I think, is Once Upon a Mattress. My sister did it in high school, and my mom played, and so.
Did you ever want to perform in that show?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Dauntless is a role I would love to play.
What other roles would you like to play?
I would love to play Patrick in Mame. I would love to play Bert in Mary Poppins. I've done Will Parker in Oklahoma. I would love to do it again. And there's a lot of roles. I'm a bass baritone, so a lot of my roles are down the road a bit. But, Albert in Bye Bye Birdie, Music Man, South Pacific, all those great low voice men.
So you're more of a classical artist.
Because they're the ones who wrote for me. A lot of contemporary composers, unfortunately, don't write for basses. That's why whenever I meet a composer, I try to become friends and let them realize that there are basses in the world, and we would love to be in their shows as well.
What songwriters would you like to work with?
Lots. I would love to work with Jason Robert Brown. I'd love to work with Joe Iconis. Actually, I did a concert with him back in college. I would love to work with Pasek and Paul, and even some of the older guard like Maury Yeston, Stephen Sondheim, obviously. Who wouldn't want to work with a legend? And the list goes on and on.
Let's talk a little bit about your show at the Green Room 42.
Sure.
What can we expect to see in your show?
There's going to be a 5-piece band, so it's not just going to be me and a piano on stage. We're going to have a lot of stuff from the Great American Songbook, a lot of stuff from Broadway, but not necessarily stuff that you would expect someone like me to be singing. And I'll be dancing a bit, and, you know.
Yes, I've heard you tap.
I am a tapper, yes. Started at age 7 and haven't stopped since then.
What is your favorite song in the show?
I really enjoy singing Put On Your Sunday Clothes. It's an arrangement that Marilyn May recorded first, but it's a real fun swing arrangement. And we also, I mentioned Steve Lawrence earlier. I was working and listening to a bunch of, I just had YouTube on for Steve Lawrence, and it was rotating, and it came across the theme song from Bewitched that he recorded.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
And I fell in love with it immediately, so we've created a little medley based on that.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
And when are you playing at the Green Room 42?
On November 14th at 7 p.m.
Thank you.